The town that's still burning. The town that's still burning, Centralia, Pennsylvania. In 1962, a small American town made what seemed like a routine decision. They burned some trash. Within weeks, the ground beneath them caught fire. More than 60 years later, that fire is still burning. And the town it destroyed barely exists anymore. This is the story of Centralia, Pennsylvania. Nestled in the coal-rich hills of Pennsylvania, Centralia was once a proud mining town. Founded in the mid-1800s, it grew quickly as coal became one of the most valuable resources in America. At its peak, more than 2,000 people lived there. The town had 7 churches, several schools, hotels, diners, and small family-owned businesses that lined its streets. Coal was everything. It heated homes, it powered factories, it fueled the railroads that connected the country. Beneath Centralia stretched enormous coal veins, black gold that provided steady jobs for generations. Fathers worked in the mines. Their sons followed. Entire families built their lives around the industry. But beneath the streets of Centralia, there was something else. Miles of abandoned mining tunnels. Old passageways carved deep into the earth, long forgotten, but still connected to rich seams of coal. And in 1962, those hidden tunnels would become a ticking time bomb. In May of that year, the town council decided to clean up the local landfill before Memorial Day. Their plan was simple: set the trash on fire to reduce the waste. At the time, controlled garbage burns were common and widely accepted. But no one realized the landfill sat dangerously close to exposed coal seams that connected to those abandoned tunnels. When firefighters ignited the landfill, the flames found a crack. The fire slipped underground, and once coal catches fire beneath the surface, it becomes almost impossible to stop. At first, officials believed they could contain it. Small underground fires were not unheard of in mining towns. Crews attempted to dig trenches to isolate the burning area. They pumped water into the ground. They tried to smother the fire with clay and dirt. Nothing worked. The fire had oxygen. It had fuel. And it had miles of tunnels to travel through. Years passed, and the fire kept spreading silently beneath the town. Residents began noticing strange things. Snow melting in odd circular patches during winter. Warm ground where there shouldn't have been any heat. Thin wisps of smoke rising from cracks in the earth. A strange smell creeping into basements. Then came something far more dangerous. Carbon monoxide, invisible, odorless, deadly. Gas levels inside some homes began reaching dangerous concentrations. Health officials started monitoring air quality. Still, many residents didn't want to believe their town was in real danger. This was their home, their history, their community. But the warning signs were getting harder to ignore. Then, in 1981, everything changed. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his backyard when the ground suddenly opened beneath him. A massive sinkhole nearly 150 feet deep swallowed him whole. Thick smoke poured from the hole. The air was filled with toxic gases. His cousin managed to grab him and pull him to safety just in time. The incident made national headlines. Now the entire country was paying attention. Investigators discovered that the underground fire had spread beneath most of the town. Temperatures in some areas exceeded several hundred degrees. The ground was unstable. Toxic gases were seeping into homes and schools. Experts delivered a chilling prediction. The fire could burn for another 200 years, or more. In the 1980s, the federal government stepped in. Congress approved more than $40 million to relocate Centralia's residents. Families were offered buyouts to leave their homes permanently. Many accepted, some refused. For those who stayed, it wasn't just about property. It was about identity. Generations had lived there, loved there, been buried there. But slowly, house by house, Centralia emptied. Homes were demolished. Streets were removed from maps. Buildings disappeared. Even the town's zip code was revoked. The government had effectively erased Centralia. By the early 2000s, only a handful of residents remained. Today, fewer than 5 people officially live there. Most of the town is gone. Grass fields now cover where neighborhoods once stood. Roads lead to empty land. The sounds of children playing and church bells ringing have been replaced by silence. For years, a stretch of abandoned Route 61 became known as the Graffiti Highway, covered in colorful spray paint and attracting curious visitors. Eventually, even that was buried. But beneath the quiet Pennsylvania hills, the fire still burns. Steam still rises from the earth in certain places. The ground is still unstable. The air in some areas still contains toxic gases. Experts believe the underground fire may continue for another 200 to 250 years. Centralia wasn't destroyed by war. It wasn't wiped out by a hurricane. It didn't collapse because of economic failure. It was erased by a fire that never stopped. And somewhere beneath the empty fields and quiet roads, the flames are still moving. Slowly, silently, deep underground. Centralia, Pennsylvania, remains one of the strangest abandoned towns in American history. A place where the disaster never truly ended. And this is only one of many American towns that vanished almost overnight. Next time, we'll travel to a town that was once the capital of its state, before floodwaters swallowed it whole.